In this course, technology is very useful. Just make sure that you understand what you're doing when you use the technology so that later on a test, or more likely on the exam when you don't have access to that technology, you can still bring with you the knowledge that you have figured out throughout the course. Today we're going to look at transformations and how each constant within the formula y equals a times f at kx minus d plus c affects the graph. So I'm going to show you a way that you can explore on your own and figure this out, because if I just tell you, you're probably going to forget, but if you figure it out on your own, then hopefully you will remember. So the first one I'd like to start with is the parabola that you've done over and over and over again. In this you do shift 6 to go up and do your exponent, and if you just press the over button you'll come back down. So let's do plus c. As soon as you've put in a letter, it asks you if you want a slider. We already had a variable, so it knew that c wasn't our variable. So let's click on the slider. The slider helps us to explore different values of c to see how it will affect the function. So if c increases, the function increases. If c decreases, the function goes down. It's being shifted vertically. We can also call it a vertical translation. Next, let's do a transformation that may be new to you. Let's do a value of k inside the function. It goes in with the input, and let's see what happens. If our value of k increases, the parabola is getting skinnier. If our value of k is between 0 and 1, what happens? It's hard to see here. Is this happening horizontally or vertically? When we're dealing with parabolas, the two are related because you could square the k and bring it out. So it could be either the horizontal or the vertical. A different function that would help us to explore the k value better would be the sine function. If we start with a k value of 1, that would just be sine x. Now if we start to change k, if we get a bigger value of k, is it a stretch or a compression? It's definitely a compression. Vertical or horizontal? Horizontal. It's a horizontal compression. So if you have larger numbers for k, horizontal compression. If you have a value between 0 and 1, you can see that it's stretching. When we're dealing with the horizontal translations, I like to think of them as being the opposite as the vertical. They're the opposite of what you would expect. If you have a whole number, it's going to be a compression. If you have a fraction between 0 and 1, it's going to be a stretch. The opposite happens with vertical. But don't take my word for it. Explore yourself. So what I'd like you to do is go back, make more functions, parabolas, cubics, whatever you're comfortable with, and try the different values for a, k, d, and c to figure out which ones are horizontal, which ones are vertical, which ones are translations, which ones are stretches and compressions. Positive values, negative values, how do they move? After all of this, you should have a good understanding of how the transformations apply. Transformations are going to be a topic that we see over and over again in this course, so it's very important that you have a good understanding of them. Good luck and enjoy!